start things. So let me start by saying thank you for being here at Gettysburg University this evening for the South Mountain Speaker Series. My name is Dr. Jim Mike. I'm the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Just to give you some perspective about our college is the largest college on the campus, both in terms of numbers of student majors, which is in excess of 3,000 majors, and in terms of the number of faculty members. We have over 200 faculty members who populate 17 departments in the college. The college provides an important and fundamental core of content knowledge for our majors and minors across all the disciplines that comprise the humanities, the social sciences, science, and mathematics. This college also serves the general education needs for all the students on campus, regardless of their college affiliation. Gettysburg University is a public institution, and as a public institution, part of our mission is to be an active and responsible member of the community in which we live, our regional community. Members of the SHIP family, and this includes many of our faculty and staff, as well as our students, are very actively engaged in community outreach and service activities. Several Gettysburg University faculty have been involved with the South Mountain Partnership. As nearly as I can tell, this involvement has been from its inception and involves several different perspectives. Dr. George Pomeroy. George is from our Geography and Earth Science Department, working as the director, the director of our Land Use Center, which is affiliated through the Geography and Earth Science Department, and then through his role as interim director of the Public Services Institute here at Gettysburg, has really worked hard to engage many state and local groups, including the South Mountain Partnership. Several faculty members, this would include Dr. Dieterich-Ward, who I'll introduce to you in a moment, Dr. Susan Renby from our History and Philosophy Department, Dr. Joe Burrell from our Communication Journalism Department, and Dr. Claire Jans from our Geography and Science Department have spoken as a part of the South Mountain Speakers series. Dr. Dieterich-Ward is the chairperson of that series, as I understand. Dr. Steve Berg from our History and Philosophy Department as well. Dr. Tara Hurd from our Department of Biology, and no doubt many other faculty among us have very active scholarly and research projects that take place in the region that involves the South Mountain Partnership. So with that as an introduction, and a welcome to all of you for showing up on this really cold evening. December is upon us with not too much fury, but a little bit of fury. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Dieterich-Ward, chairperson of the Speaker Series, who will do subsequent introductions. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Jim. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dieterich-Ward, and I'm an assistant professor of history here at Gettysburg University and the chair of the South Mountain Speaker Series. Now, the South Mountain Partnership is a wonderful collaboration between private citizens, businesses, nonprofit groups, and government officials working to protect, preserve, and enhance this beautiful landscape here in South Central Pennsylvania. The partnership has grown out of an initiative by the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources to engage with local and regional partners in environmental protection and economic development on the basis of large cultural and geographical landscapes, such as the Pennsylvania Wilds to the north, the Laurel Highlands out west of Pennsylvania, the Poconos, etc. The efforts here around South Mountain have really taken off in the last couple of years as our regional neighbors have realized, you know what, we have a lot here to be proud of. This is a beautiful area, and we have a lot to gain by working together. As a relatively recent transplant to the region, I can tell you that this really is a special place. It has been and continues to be a crossroads of the nation, with a culture that connects the North and the South, the East Coast and the Midwest, Appalachia and the bustling metropolis. In no other rural area that I know of can you find as many sites of historical importance extending from the pre-colonial era to the 21st century. As anyone who has gone bird watching in Wagoner's Gap can attest, the region serves as an interstate greenway, a high-altitude highway that extends from the mid-Atlantic, linking it with southern natural areas that serves as a vital corridor for an endangered bat, the saw-whet owl, and dozens of other species. In the middle of all this, the South Mountain itself and the 85,000-acre Michoud State Forest, not to mention Caledonia, Pine Grove Forest, Mont Alto, and Kings Gap State Parks. All in all, this region boasts one of the largest intact forests between Harrisburg and Washington, D.C., bordered by thousands of acres of privately held land, forest, wetland tracts of high natural value. Now, this last point brings me back to what the focus of the South Mountain Partnership is, and of this lecture series. Recent growth in the region has been explosive in many local areas, and with rapid changes comes both opportunities and challenges, as our panelists tonight will discuss. Our regional partners have a wide array of expertise, representing state and local governments, nonprofit institutions, and educational institutions, just like Shippensburg University. We have committed ourselves to work together to protect the quality of life in this region and its sense of place. Now, the South Mountain series itself is envisioned as a revival of the talks given more than a century ago by Joseph Rothrock in his work to preserve and promote Pennsylvania's forests and natural landscapes. During the late 19th century, the Michoud lectures, as presented by Rothrock, were an educational mission that became a catalyst for real change in our state's environmental history. Indeed, as an environmental historian, I know how important the Michoud lectures were as a catalyst for policy change throughout the nation. Before I introduce tonight's keynote speaker, I'd like to thank the members of the South Mountain Speakers Steering Committee, especially Mike Eschenman and Chris Novak of DCNR, Peter Linehan of Penn State Mont Alto, Kim Williams of the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, and Liz Johnson of the Nature Conservancy, as well as Chris Meyer of Wilson College. Tonight's event is made possible by the generous sponsorship of the South Mountain Partnership and our wonderful hosts here at Shippensburg University. I'd particularly like to thank the graduate program in Applied History, the History Club, and the College of Arts and Sciences for their financial support. Pete Gelati and Donna Jones in the Office of Communications and Marketing, and Doug Beach here at Memorial Auditorium were particularly helpful with logistics, as well as was my graduate assistant, Ryan Soder. Food was generously provided by Dining Services, and the event is being recorded by Bubba Smith of SUTV. Support for the series has been provided by my colleague Susan Rimby, chair of the History Philosophy Department, by George Rimby, by Claire Jantz and Joe Burrell, as Dean Mike said. Finally, I'd like to single out the Commonwealth's Growing Greener program, which provides crucial funding for innovative and extremely effective public-private and state-local collaborations such as the South Mountain Partnership. If you're interested in learning more about the state's Growing Greener program, which is nearly out of money and depends in large part on the proposed severance tax on Marcellus shale extraction, I'd be delighted to chat with you about it after the program. And without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce my friend and our keynote speaker for the evening, Dr. Brian Black. Dr. Black is Professor of History and Environmental Studies at Penn State Altoona, where he currently serves as head of the Division of Arts and Humanities. As you can read in the program, his research extends a broad range of fields from the 19th century to the 20th, from oil extraction to natural resource preservation to urban history. He has a number of books, either out or forthcoming, including Nature's Entrepot, Philadelphia's Urban Sphere and its Environmental Thresholds, and Contesting Gettysburg, Preserving a Cherished American Landscape, which serves as the basis for tonight's lecture. Currently, Black is completing 2 books on 20th century oil consumption and serving as a guest editor for the upcoming special issue of the Journal of American History on oil in American life, which is inspired by the BP oil spill. Please round of applause for that.